But we're, as Stan said, we're still in a budget crisis. Last year, as you well know, we had to make massive cuts in all of our state agencies. The ones that probably got hurt the worst were our colleges and universities. They've got a big budget, so it was easy to get to. We cut the Medicaid budget, a tremendous cut on that, which affects our nursing homes and things like that. But we had no choice. We had no choice. And the problem is we're under a lot of federal mandates that we have to do. Highway funding, we had to cut highway funding. That's not fun to do because wherever you build highways, there's going to be economic development. We had to make those cuts. And you know, it's a problem that when times are good, you tend to overspend, and that's what we've done in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm not going to lie to you, because in the year 05, we were dealing with a $3.2 billion general fund budget. Today, we're dealing with a $5.5 billion general fund budget. Now, who did that? You guys. The state grew. We had businesses that come on board, people paying income tax, corporate tax, sale tax. We grew because we didn't raise any taxes during that time to enhance the revenue. So the state was growing at that amount right there. But the problem was we were spending in Jackson more than we were growing. And that's what got us in the situation that we got in when we had a flat growth or no growth or a little bit of a recession, which the state suffered. I mean, like last year, the budget is nothing. I hadn't been a big deficit. 5.6 last year, 5.5 this year. So you see, that's not a big decrease, but it is when you have overspent by several $1 million. And that's what we've done. Now we've had to make those adjustments. Haley Barber stepped up to the plate. He made the cuts. The legislature went along with him. There was some folks scrapping and all, crying and all that stuff, but we had to do it. Had no choice to do it. Now, all of a sudden, here comes Obamacare, and here comes Obama stimulus. Well, what happened was at the end of the session last year, we found out how much stimulus money we were going to get. So, to get the money, you had to spend the money. Well, we spent the money. And we have got about $400 million that we spent last year that was stimulus money that you know was one-time money. It's not going to show up again this year. So we know for a fact that we're $400 million down going into January. And when we go into January, two things is happening out there that doesn't normally happen. Well, it happens every 4 years. You've got an election year, so you got election year politics going on, and every 10 years we got reapportionment. We've got reapportionment going on. So you can see that things this next year, to get that $400 million back in balance, is going to be mighty tough because you're going to have election year and reapportionment politics going on in the midst of it. So it ought to be a real crazy year come January. And so it's going to get real tough doing that. The state is doing well. I was worried about the oil spill. We've been in touch. I went down, flew out over it. It wasn't pretty, but I personally don't think it's as bad as the media had made it out to be. I hope it's not. I don't know. They keep saying oil's underwater. I don't know whether it is or not, but there's just hadn't been that much come up on the beaches as far as Alabama and Florida and those areas down there. But and nobody wants you to feel sorry for BP. But my wife and I took a little vacation about 3 weeks ago, went down to Daston. And I couldn't wait to get down there because I wanted to go out on the beach and see some tar balls. You know, they've been telling me all about this stuff. I want to see what a tar ball looked like. So quick as we got down there, I took out to the beach, and I hadn't seen anything. I didn't see anything but John Deere tractors, four-wheel drive tractors, running up and down the beach with covered wagons, look like old chuck wagons, loaded up with people in white and green uniforms with a little rake out there raking and picking up nothing, you know. And I said, what's this all about? They said, well, that's the cleanup that BP's having to do. And I kept watching them all day long out there on the beaches doing that. And so on Wednesday morning, I said, you know, I want to find out just where they're staging there. I want to see this thing. So they told me, I asked somebody where they staged this thing at, and they said, Well, it's on down the beach of the area called Watercolors. Y'all probably know where that is down in there. It's down past that a little way. So I got up one morning about 6 o'clock, went down there. And they had, I promise you, about 15 of these brand new John Deere tractors with the four-wheel drive with a bucket on it. They had trailers sitting there with these people dressed up in uniform. They would load them up, take them down the beach with that thing. They could only stay out 20 minutes because of, I guess, heat exhaustion or anything like that. After 20 minutes, they would bring them back, and they had this big, huge, white, portable tent out there, air conditioned. They would put them in there for 45 minutes, drinking juices and eating fruit, and then load them up again and take them back out for 20 minutes. They were making 18 bucks an hour. 18 bucks an hour doing nothing. I mean, just riding out there and scraping around a little bit, riding back. I mean, I didn't see them pick up any tar balls whatsoever. There wasn't any out there, you know. And I asked some of the guys at the fisheries over, I went down, I asked them, they said, oh yeah, there's an oil slick, but it's 60 miles out, you know. So, you know, I was worried about that. Now, Mississippi had it a little bit worse. We got the barrier islands, some of the oil got on it, they're down there cleaning it up. You take, I mean, I know we don't mind telling it, but Tom Elmore over here at Utah Construction Company got 1,100 people hired down there picking up oil and stuff down because he got a contract. Several other folks, you know, got some contracts. But I say that to say this: I don't think it's as bad as it could have been. The shrimpers didn't have it very bad because I talked to them, and they were sitting there in the docks. This is down in Mississippi when I was down in that part, and the Louisiana marsh. But they were paying them $2,000 a day just to sit on their boat. You know, so what I'm saying is, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for BP. They screwed up, and they blew the thing up. They probably, you know, was real careless in that. But boy, we hope they don't go broke. Because if they go broke, the government's going to have to clean up all what's left to clean up. So I hope they make it, but we've been dealing with that. And I carry that into our state budget to tell you, I was worried about what effect it was going to have on our state budget. And so I called down to Finance and Administration. I said, look, how bad is this oil slick hurting our budget? Because, you know, we know we're $400 million down to start with. And how much more down are we going to be when we go back in out there? They told us, man, listen, we're doing well down there. Every room's rented, you know. The restaurants are busy as they can be. You know, it's got all these workers down there, you know. So we didn't feel any economic impact off of the spill negatively, you know. Now, I don't think it's any positive to it, but negatively it did not hurt us, you know. So we kind of dodged the bullet on that one right there.